Hey, language enthusiast! Today we are demystifying future perfect continuous tense. So welcome back to Infinite Languages and brace yourself for a language adventure that adds a dynamic twist to your conversations. The future perfect continuous tense is your linguistic time traveler describing actions ongoing and unfinished in the future. We create it by blending will have been with the present participle of the main verb. Let's understand the structure thoroughly. For positive sentences, use subject plus will plus have been plus present participle. For example, she will have been studying for 2 hours by the time you arrive. They will have been playing football for an hour when you join them. For negative, add not after will. For example, they will not have been working on the project for a week by Friday. He will not have been attending classes for a month by the end of the semester. And for interrogative, start with will followed by the subject. For example, will you have been practicing your presentation before the meeting? By the time the movie ends, will he have been sitting there for 3 hours? Let's explore its uses and bring your language game to the next level. We use this tense when you want to tell a story about actions that are happening and will continue happening in the future. For example, as the clock strikes midnight on New Year's Eve, fireworks will have been lighting up the sky for us. By the time the surprise party begins, our friends will have been planning it in secret for weeks. This tense is your go-to when you want to shine a spotlight on how long an activity will persist before a specific future moment. This tense is your linguistic highlighter. For instance, in 10 years, our favorite band will have been rocking the music scene for 3 decades. In 2 months, the construction workers will have been renovating the old house for half a year. Then we employ this tense when foreseeing achievements or accomplishments that will be ongoing by a certain point in the future. Look at these examples. By the time she turns 30, she will have been running marathons for a decade. By the end of the year, she will have been teaching English to children for a rewarding 5 years. Moving on, it's perfect for expressing commitments or action that will span an extended period before a specified future event. Look at these examples. By the time they move to a new city, they will have been fostering rescue dogs for over 10 years. On their golden anniversary, they will have been happily married and sharing adventures for 50 years. And finally, you can use this when you want to set the scene of the future scenario and emphasize the continuous nature of an action. The future perfect continuous tense is your storytelling tool. For instance, when they finally meet again, they will have been apart for a year, but the bond will remain strong. When the next space expedition launches, scientists will have been preparing for this groundbreaking mission for a decade. Now let's discuss its differences from other tenses. Think of the future perfect continuous tense as your duration specialist. It zooms in on ongoing actions leading up to a future moment, setting it apart from other tenses that may talk about the future or ongoing actions but miss the continuous void. For instance, in future continuous tense, there is no focus on duration. She will be studying at the library tomorrow. In present perfect continuous tense, action is ongoing, but not necessarily into the future. I have been working on this puzzle. And finally, future perfect tense shows completion of an action without the ongoing flavor. They will have finished the project by Friday. Before we dive into the worksheet, let's talk about some handy tips that will make using this tense a breeze. These tips will not only simplify the learning process but also make your conversations more engaging and dynamic. Firstly, ask yourself how long will this action continue before a specific future moment? For example, she will have been practicing the piano for 3 hours by the time the concert starts. Then, if you want to emphasize that an action is ongoing and will continue into the future, for instance, will they have been living in that house for 10 years by next summer? And finally, use this tense when foreseeing actions that will be happening for an extended period before a certain time. For example, I will have been traveling for a month when I return home. Congratulations! You have just mastered the future perfect continuous tense. Now challenge yourself with our worksheet exercises. I encourage you to solve these exercises and send your answers in the comment section below or the email ID mentioned on the screen, and we will get back to you if there is any correction. Thank you for joining us today. Remember, practice makes perfect. So use this tense in your everyday conversation to solidify your understanding. If you found this video helpful, do remember to like, share, comment and subscribe to our channel for more language learning videos. Happy learning, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.